If you're wondering what I'm eating, it's chocolate.
Guys, he's eating chocolate. In case there was some confusion over what was happening, it is chocolate. It's being eaten.
I can't show you. I can't show you the logo.
Oh,
but there it is.
Yeah, no brand deals, please.
They would hate that.
Well, you're the only one eating chocolate on this stream. You freak.
What?
You freak. You freaky boy. Yeah, you're a freak. We don't like you.
Oh my god.
You're a monster.
Oh.
Oh, you think I'm a freak, huh? Well, this is what I say to people who think I'm a freak. Ah!
Oh, he's possessing me.
And I'm gonna be every kid.
Don't, Sean.
So,
Sean.
naturally, if you haven't looked at the information, you have figured out the film we are discussing today will be Michael Jackson's Ghosts.
Michael Jackson's Ghosts. And I set this up in our last episode of Movie Club that this was kind of a forgotten film that Michael Jackson made. Some people say it's the successor to Thriller. I would say, well, it's the same kind of thing. He's returning to the horror realm and all that. I would liken it more to, this to me feels like the spiritual successor to Captain EO, where it's him showing up somewhere and having to prove himself with his music and send a message through a big dance and all that. I think it's more like that.
I will say, watching this,
I think it's Michael Jackson at the end of his career, really mad at everybody, trying to relive any hit he ever had, all in one 40-minute video.
Yeah.
There's really, oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say everyone in this video got the impression they thought it was the next Thriller. Everyone who was the cast, like, I can't believe I'm in the next Thriller. I can't believe it. I saw that in their faces.
Yep.
And then to me, it was like Michael Jackson is so fucking angry in this thing, and that's not an act. It's the people calling him a freak, people calling him a monster, all this stuff.
Michael Jackson
inventing.
This is Michael Jackson as, the man in the high castle, the rich recluse who resents society, and this is his message to society. You hate me. This is why I think you hate me. This is what I think of the fact that you hate me, and this is my response. And do I hate you? He answers it in Ghosts.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think.
It's crazy how this, and I think that's part of why this was so kind of swept under the rug, is this movie feels like such a response to the allegations about him, and there's parts in this that are downright indicting to me. Like, there are parts I'm just like, oh man, let's just not do this.
I have notes here. Basically, Sean, you were saying before this, you didn't have any trivia, you don't have any notes. I pretty much took stream of conscious notes while I watched this, and there's definitely moments where I felt like, oh no, don't be interacting with the kids. Don't do that. Not on camera.
Right? And that's the thing, is like, this is something that I was thinking when I was watching it, was like, you're acting with these kids during, obviously, these allegations are happening around you, and you have no young girls. It's only young boys that you are.
I didn't even think about that. Oh.
Yeah, it's like, you're just really leaning hard into that, huh?
That didn't even cross my mind. That didn't even cross Michael Jackson's mind. I want to get into it. Let's get into it.
Okay.
Let me just say, sorry, just real fast. What I was getting to was, I said that Michael Jackson's official channels and all that put this video out. They finally released it in high quality for free on their channel right before Halloween. But we were just looking and it looks like it's gone. But there are other uploads of it. They have like subtitles on it. They're not as high quality as that original one was. I don't know why they did that, but
I think it's just a Halloween treat.
I think it was, but I think it's also on, I think it might be on Amazon Prime. I'm not sure in like a full quality thing. So check it out for yourself. But one way or another, there's a million ways to watch it. That's all.
I don't have a proper plot synopsis today. This is a 40-minute video, and I'll be honest. Go ahead, Sean.
I was gonna say, don't worry, Derek, because there is no plot.
There's a plot. No, I don't have a proper plot synopsis, but I know the plot. Rocco and I, full disclosure, we watched this movie pretty regularly back in high school.
Yeah.
For a couple of years.
Yeah.
Well, maybe just a couple of months, actually. I feel like there was just a short era where we were obsessed with it.
Yeah, that's kind of part of the reason I wanted to bring it up is this was something we discovered on Kazaa back in the day. We were searching, I think I was just searching for Michael Jackson music or something.
Yeah.
And this bizarre 40-minute thing came up, and yeah, we got kind of obsessed with it because if you remember back then, Derek, we really loved sites like Sean Baby and I want to say like X Entertainment was a site. All these sites that would kind of like find goofy media and just tear it to shreds.
And Mystery Science Theater, this is like very campy and ripe for making fun of.
Yeah. So
when I was watching this, it reminded me heavily of Trapped in the Closet. It's almost a precursor to Trapped in the Closet.
Definitely. Well, so we found this video back then, and if you remember, there was a point in time we were even gonna review this on my website. I set up a website where we all would just like write jokes next to captions and photos from the video, and we wanted to be the next Sean Baby, or at least I did. I was obsessed with that stuff. But so we watched this a billion times and did that a little bit, but it's always had a soft spot in my heart for that reason. So I wanted to cover it.
Well, like I said, I pretty much have stream of conscious notes. You're going to basically get my riffs on this movie because I was just typing out stuff as it occurred to me, as I thought of it.
Yeah.
I'll say these thoughts. We'll try to contextualize it by giving you what's happening in the plot. Essentially, this is no plot to this film. It is a 40-minute music video. Revenge fantasy by Michael Jackson is the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
And the best way to describe it.
When it ended... And it said, I don't want to get to the end. I won't spoil it. But when it gets, and it says written by Michael Jackson and Stephen King.
No, don't. Let's save that because I want to talk about that at the very end.
Okay, then I won't talk about it.
Everything in its proper order.
Leave that out.
So the movie opens with like black and white, almost like Frankenstein, right? 30s or 40s like horror movie or noir movie, except it takes place in a place called Normal Valley, full of regular people. Little on the nose.
That's what I was gonna say. Cut that part out. Like,
except these quote unquote normal people, these normies, have like pitchforks and they're storming the castle. The castle, by the way, is someplace else.
Oh.
Someplace else. A place like a magical place. Like a place you could escape to, like Neverland. Oh. It's literally it has a plaque someplace else on this like giant castle.
And you should know too, also among this crowd of normies, one of these totally normal people is Michael Jackson in white person makeup.
Well, that wasn't immediately obvious. So there's a bunch of kids and their moms. It's mostly young boys. And then this weird fat mayor. And the children are like, why do we have to get rid of him? He didn't do anything. And then the mayor is like, no, this guy's a weirdo. And that's it. That's like, the white fat leader of this mob just thinks he's a weirdo. And then like, I'm going to comment on something here. There's like weird, a kid hits his brother and then the mom hits the kid. And this is like a reoccurring thing about like parental abuse subtly throughout this movie. It comes up later. Don't know what Michael Jackson is quite trying to say about this, but it's a lot of this movie just has weird shit, and you just think like, I don't know what Michael Jackson is trying to say about this, but I know it's Michael Jackson trying to say something.
Right.
Yeah.
And on that note, this might be the most avant-garde Michael Jackson film ever made. Like he's clearly trying to exercise some ghosts of his own.
Yeah, definitely.
And Rocco, what you were saying, like this mayor guy, the makeup is so fucking bad, but you don't know why. It's just like they put like wrinkly makeup on this fat guy. Like, why'd they do that? And then it's a role played by Michael Jackson, but that's not even really ever made clear throughout the entire film.
The first time I saw it, I knew that was Michael Jackson. As soon as he came on, I'm like, all right, this guy, what is he trying to hide himself? Like it just sounded like something Michael Jackson would do. Like he does.
And not only that, but they're having the conversation, and Michael Jackson cannot change his voice. So it's like, you think I'm a freak? And then it goes to the white guy. It's like, yeah, I think you are a freak. And it goes back to Michael Jackson. So you think I'm scary? Back to the other guy. Well, yeah, I think you're not scary. It's like, this is the same fucking boy.
Yeah. And you know what? Like, so much of this movie has to do with this mayor and Michael Jackson. They're both played by Michael Jackson. At one point, they bond and look in a mirror together and criticize it. And I think on some level, there is some weird self-hating shit going on with the fact that Michael Jackson plays the mayor who has led the pitchfork crowd to go find Michael Jackson and kick him out of town.
Yeah.
It's fucking bonkers, people.
He's confronting demons from the outside and within.
Yeah. Oftentimes we are our own worst critics. But I will have to say, Michael Jackson's New Yorker accent is pretty good. Pretty good. It's
I bought it.
Hey, Michael, hey, you freak, we don't want you here no more. Why don't you get out of town? And it's Michael Jackson's voice, but it's a cool accent.
And I will say, too, for all you screenwriters out there, there is stuff to kind of glean from this. About 90% of the script of this is the word freak. Almost every word said is, you freak. Why don't you go, you freak, you freaky.
There's a whole, like, that's part of the grand finale is the word freak. That's what the whole movie culminates into. So again, like when they're in there, I noticed that the mom hits the kid, but this time like some ghost hits the mom, and it's like there's always some bigger fish out there. So be careful. Be careful if you spank your kid. Ghost don't.
Like clearly wanted kids to be in this for some reason, but like there's like a lynch mob coming to like kill some guy. Yeah, let's bring our kids along. What is happening? Like, what kind of mob is this?
And then the kids are like, he didn't do anything wrong. And Michael Jackson shows up and he's like, what's the problem? And the mayor's like, we want you out of here, weirdo. And Michael Jackson, in probably the line of dialogue that has aged the worst in the history of cinema, asks the kids, don't you kids like when I do my little ... And then all the kids are like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is it here or is it before or after? I don't remember, but literally there's a line where one of the little boys says, show us the stuff that you do. Show us what you showed us. Show them what you showed us. And then one of the other kids goes, stop that. You're supposed to keep that a secret. Yeah. I was just like, oh man.
I mean, the whole thing is, but like that's the beginning really is little kids love what he's doing, and the parents just don't understand, and they want to lynch him for it.
Crazy. And then Michael Jackson starts to try to scare the mayor by making funny faces. Is this awesome? This is where I start to question, like, is this genius or is this stupid? Because in a weird way, like Michael Jackson spared no expense making this, and he oddly has like this deep understanding of entertainment and what is entertaining, and at the same time fundamentally doesn't. Like so much of this is bad and hokey, but there's so much money that it goes around the world to being amazing, and then I'm like, well, maybe this is just genius.
The one thing I did look up was I needed to know how much this cost.
Oh yeah, I actually don't know.
Well, do you want to take a guess? You want to guess?
Well,
Captain, I'm gonna say $40 million.
Captain EO for a while there was the most expensive movie ever made by if you weight it by length, because it was $32 million to make it, and it was like 16 minutes, so it was technically $2 million a minute. I don't think this, but this one's longer. I'm gonna say $40 million. I'm gonna say $40 million. Or 35. I'll go the other guy.
You're both over. It was a deal. Only $15 million to make this.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, hey, it's an impressive production. Make no mistake. It's
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Only $15 million to make what was obviously a vanity project for Michael Jackson to say fuck you to the world.
Right.
He starts by, these are some of the things that this is the scene. I'm going to recreate it. Don't watch it. Don't watch Ghost. If you haven't seen Ghost, skip it.
Yeah.
This is the scene. Michael Jackson. Does this scare you? What about this? I mean, this is literally what he's doing to freak this mayor out. And then he, out of nowhere, rips his face off. And it actually looks pretty cool. It actually looks pretty good.
No, the effects are, these were state-of-the-art effects for when this came out. And some of them still look good. But I will say, for me personally, the scariest part of this entire thing is when he's just doing those normal faces. Like, the effects are, whoa, how'd they do that? Oh, he's a skeleton. How did they do that? It's genuinely creepy when he's
just being psychotic.
Like, what? It's just like, yeah, this guy, like, get away from me. Like, fuck you. What?
So then Michael Jackson rips his face off and conjures up a bunch of ghosts, and they kind of try to recreate this Thriller dance session. Maybe I'm not a fan of dancing, but I don't think that's the case. I just feel like this dancing is really overdone and not that impressive. You know what? We did musical theater. Like, I like good choreography, but this just feels like they're trying to recapture the magic of Thriller, but really not. You know,
you talking about when the group joins them?
Yes, when all the ghosts show up and they all have like demonic faces and are dancing. You know?
It's okay. You know, it's interesting. Yeah, I think you're onto something because it's cool. Like, they all show up and they're all whatever. But, you know, they have a similar scene in Captain EO. And right now, I know I keep comparing it. I apologize. I can almost repeat some of that choreography because it was so, like, bombastic in your face and, you know, it made a statement. And yeah, this is just kind of, and I've seen this probably as many times as Captain EO. It just kind of, it doesn't really dazzle me in that way. It's kind of just like, group thing.
I feel like it never gets started. Like, it keeps warming up. Like, even like it starts and they all go like this and like dust flies off them and it looks kind of cool. And it's like, okay, now they're going to dance. And then they kind of just fuck around with like, we're going to walk up the walls now. Now we're on the ceiling. Like,
it's just kind of like, yeah.
Half the dance is all of them running up the wall and doing a flip. They show this like 20 times. I'm literally like, oh my God, are they flipping? Wow. You don't say. More flips.
Yep. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, it's just kind of like, all right.
And then, you know, so I'm watching this movie, right? And these ghosts are fucking dancing. The ghosts are running up the walls. They start fucking dancing on the ceilings. And the kids and the mom, they're like loving this shit. Like, oh, this is so great. And I'm like, yo, if I was a kid, I would be fucking shitting myself.
Oh my God, I'd be out of there.
I would be fucking losing my mind. And they're just like clapping along for the ride.
Yeah.
And then, like, that goes on. This is where it gets fucking bizarre. Okay. They're on the ceiling dancing, these ghosts. Yeah. You're wondering, like, did I skip part of the plot? Am I paraphrasing? No. We've summed up beat by beat, literally everything that's happened.
Yeah.
They're on the ceiling. Then, for no reason, the ghosts descend from the ceiling like 25 Jesus Christ coming off the cross.
Yeah.
Like, oh, oh, da, 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 it's like literally angelic music as they descend.
Yeah.
And then for no reason, Michael Jackson like turns into a fucking skeleton, just full body skeleton. Like, I'm a skeleton, and starts like fucking dancing on the floor. Like, he's a skeleton now.
Now I'm going to take a little bit of a turn here.
Yeah.
This is where Ghost becomes fucking awesome for me. You got a dancing fucking skeleton moonwalking. I'm in. Now I'm in.
Yeah. And again, this whole time, all of this has happened, and the families are like, oh, now Michael Jackson's a skeleton. Yeah. Oh!
Yeah.
Me, literally there in real life, sanity gone. I'm like, eyes rolled back in my head. What the fuck am I seeing here?
Yeah. Yeah, but this is where I like it because, again, like it isn't just like a forgettable group number at this point. It's the best dancer ever, Michael Jackson, but he's a skeleton. I mean, how do you lose with that formula?
Yeah.
I got so exhausted watching the townspeople's reaction, and I don't know what it was, but it just kept showing me the same thing. I felt like they probably had those people there for one day, and this kept saying "act surprised" and filmed it 10,000 times, and that was it. But like, I couldn't stand it.
Can I let you in on a secret for me?
Sure.
I watched this on YouTube at 2 times speed.
Oh, geez.
I should have done that.
1.75, not fully 2 times speed, but it's way more enjoyable when you're just kind of like going through it quickly.
You also saw it plenty of times in your younger years, so I can understand.
I've seen it plenty. But even at 2 times or 1.75 speed, those parts were dragged out. So I agree.
Remember though, this is my first time really seeing it. When it aired on TV, and I remember my family getting around the TV to watch it, thinking it was a new Thriller. And before the music even started, my dad had turned it off. Like, it sucks, and like we were over it and watched something else. Back to Home Improvement.
That's hilarious.
So at this point, the skeleton starts trying to do some freaky shit to the mayor, starts trying to scare the mayor, and then all the other ghosts start trying to scare the mayor. They're basically just like getting real in his face with scary face. It's fucking super lame. It's the lamest part of this whole fucking video. But for whatever reason, now suddenly the families and the children are like shitting their pants. Yeah, welcome to the party. Up to them. They just fucking dawned on them what the fuck they've been watching for half an hour. Jesus Christ.
Wait.
Okay.
This guy who our kids have been spending time with, it can become a skeleton?
Hold on. I'm starting to think Michael Jackson's fucked up.
It just hit me 10 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Thanks for tuning in, parents. We're in a fucking haunted mansion with Michael Jackson. Yeah, this shit's scary. But don't worry, because it just turns into more lame-ass dancing. And at this point, I was thinking, I'm watching this, and I'm like, you're trying to do Thriller, but didn't Thriller end with them, like, murdering the girl, or then it wakes up, and it's implied that Michael Jackson's going to do some, like, fucked up shit to her? I don't know.
Eyes. Yeah, like, that was real.
Yeah, it ends on a horror note, because everything in this movie just turns into more lame-ass, avant-garde dancing. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
Boop, boop, boop. No song ever kicks in. So then, wait, where are we in my notes? Oh, Devil Michael Jackson shows up from this dance. He turns into like a huge, 14-foot tall devil version of himself.
Yeah.
And he fucking like invades the mayor. He goes into the mayor's mouth. Michael, you can't do this, dude. He like violates this mayor. It's fucking unconscionable what he does.
I'm starting to feel bad for the mayor at this point.
Literally, I'm like, bro, the mayor just asked you to move out. You took this too far.
Like, just
he goes
beat him up or
mayor.
something. Don't go in his soul.
just fucking out dance him or some shit. I don't know. The mayor is now possessed by the ghost of Michael Jackson and can't stop grabbing his crotch.
I know.
He really does a lot.
I know.
Now that the mayor is Michael Jackson, it's just like, luckily the camera's, higher in this production.
We could stay on Patreon.
Oh, thank you. He's grabbing his crotch. He's screaming. And now he starts moonwalking, and now it's clear, like, oh, the mayor was played by Michael Jackson the whole time. I get it. Then they sing the big song, like Ghost of Jealousy. That's like the actual song that this whole music video is for. What's Ghost of Jealousy supposed to be? Am I jealous of Michael Jackson?
Yeah, are you?
That's why everyone hates him. And why he gets all these allegations against him, because they're jealous of him and his success and money.
And well, you got to listen to the lyrics, and I have, because I like this song. I think it's a good song.
Hey, this song isn't bad.
Yeah. It's all about the ghosts that are following him, and who gave you the right to shake my family tree, and who gave you the right to shake my baby? She needs me, and who gave? It's all it's a message to the people trying to haunt him and trying to possess his life in such a way. Just like you were saying, I think it's a message back.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking? I'm listening to that being like, okay, so are we supposed to be jealous of Michael Jackson and that's why us normie people think he's a freak? Or is Michael Jackson just a fucking freak? I don't know. I'll leave that one up to you guys to figure it out.
Yeah. But
that's kind of the question the movie raises.
What I thought you were going to point out is that he says, who gave you the right to shake my baby? But he's the one who did that 3 years later.
Yeah.
Over a balcony.
The ghost of Michael Jackson shoves a demonic arm holding a mirror out of the mayor's chest. And the mayor morphs into a demonic version of himself.
Yeah.
And this part actually made me feel so nostalgic. Rocco, this was the part that I was like, holy shit, I feel like I'm back in Rocco's room. Yeah. The mayor looks in the mirror and just goes, who's the freak now? Freak boy, freaky dinky freak, freaky freak, freaky boy, freaky dinky, it's you. Freak, you don't like freaks, you're a freak. It just goes on like that for 3 minutes.
It's so funny you mentioned that because, Derek, that's one of the first memories of a joke you made that I have that made me laugh really hard. When you were doing your impression of him, you said all those same things, but then you ended it like this. I specifically remember this. You went, you freak, show, you freaky deek, you freak, you're super freaky. You ended it with that, and I just always thought that was funny. Yeah, super freaky. So that made me laugh.
We used to quote that all the time, and that's one of those things I was like, damn, this is like a high school memory for me. Specifically. So then the mayor barfs out the ghost of Michael Jackson.
Sorry, just that description got we really did see that.
Yeah, and then he's walking around like he just fucking coomed 1,000 cooms. You guys fucking blast it.
You could tell this. This guy, this fat normal townsperson, has not nutted in quite some time.
So then Michael Jackson is like, y'all still want me to leave? And the kids were like,
more than ever. Oh, yeah. No.
But the fucking mayor, who he just fucking violated, is like, yes, please go.
Yeah, more than ever, yeah.
Yeah. So Michael Jackson gets pissed off and suicides out. He bashes himself into the ground and breaks apart. And breaks himself into dust because he's so mad that the mayor asked him to leave.
And now that is a part where I feel like, yo, this is another great effect. I actually think that effect where he's breaking himself on the ground like a terracotta pot. He's just smashing.
Yeah.
The effect is good, especially for back then. But this is definitely a part where I'm like, yo, did you just learn you could do this effect? And that's why there's no point in him doing this because he's back in the video 2 seconds later.
I know.
Yeah.
But
everyone cries. Everyone's sad that he's dead, except for the mayor, who probably needs fucking therapy after all that.
Yeah.
But so then the mayor tries to leave, but then wait, Michael Jackson's huge demonic face is filling the doorway and scares the mayor so badly. The mayor runs across the room and jumps out the window in a cartoon body-shaped break through the glass. Oh, we get silly here, folks.
It's crazy, man.
And then the kids, there's a new demon, but it's just two kids on each other's shoulders. And don't worry, Michael Jackson does touch them, which I thought was just don't touch the kids.
He does go out of his way to do that.
Yeah. These two kids sneak up to scare Michael Jackson, and then they reveal their mask, and he gets all flirty with them. It didn't get me. Well, maybe it got me a little bit. All right, let me help you down. And he like grabs them, and seriously, like my heart leapt into my throat. Like, you stay the fuck away from those kids. So then this movie ends with this kid implying that he's a fucking demon. Like, you want to see something really fucking scary? Hard cut to outside. Everybody screams, and then get fucking ready for one of the biggest drags in Hollywood history, the all-time greatest throwing under of the bus that ever fucking happened. This movie ends directed by Michael Jackson? No. Directed by Stan Winston. Special effects genius Stan Winston.
Yeah.
Screenplay by Stan Winston and Stephen King.
Yeah.
Produced by Michael Jackson. Fuck you, Michael Jackson. We know who orchestrated all this shit. Don't try to put Stan Winston and Stephen King's name on this and pretend like this was their idea. Like, come on, bro.
My jaw hit the floor when I saw Stephen King's name here. It's like, what the fuck? Stephen King, like, there's no way. I mean, if anything, there's no story. There's nothing here.
Like, yeah, what did Stephen King contribute? Stephen King would be like, it'd be cool if it was in a haunted house.
I honestly feel like that's what happened. Michael Jackson called Stephen King, and Stephen King like, what would you do for a scary music video? And he said, I don't know, haunted house, and Mary wants you to leave. And that's all he said. Michael Jackson hung up and gave him credit.
Michael Jackson, I could totally see as being the kind of person that, like, no, I want all the best,
Yeah.
Go big or go home. So he probably did. They got lunch with Stephen King and then put him on the,
I also think it was like Stan Winston, like, hey, Stan, I wanna pull my face off and be a dancing skeleton. And then Stan Winston would be like, okay, well, there's this very specific way we would have to do that. And be like, then you're directing it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
So that's it. Literally from beginning to end, we just summed it all up for you.
We did. I think I truly hated the entire thing. The only thing that I liked about it, well, I didn't even like it, was just I thought the makeup overall was really good. Like, it was great.
Yeah, I think the effects are good in this.
Especially for the time, I will say the effects are pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, whatever. But, like, back then, I'm sure it was very impressive. But the makeup rules, everything else is a fucking chore. It's, oh my God, it was rough. It was a rough 40 minutes for me.
Well, I've watched Trapped in the Closet episodes 1 through 100. I've watched a lot of garbage.
Yeah.
This isn't the worst thing I've seen in my life because Stan Winston, the effects are good. Michael Jackson is a character all on his own.
Yeah.
Literally film Michael Jackson doing anything, and it's better, than a nobody doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for that, there's some bonus points just because it's Michael Jackson.
I agree.
For some reason, watching this, I had the thought, and I never had this thought before in my life, that Michael Jackson is not really dead. And I don't know why I watched this thinking, like, he just hates it all so much. He's so angry in this.
Yeah.
He's dead. But if you told me, I found out later on, like, yeah, Michael Jackson was going to release that. What was that movie he made?
This Is It?
This Is It. Like, he died before that came out, right? Like, to me, it's like, yo, I'm going to die. Fuck everyone else. I have my money. Here's my legacy. Goodbye. And then, like, I don't know. I saw this thing. I'm like, this is such an angry person. He's so mad here. I don't know. That's my crazy conspiracy theory for the day.
So let's give us some shakers.
Yeah.
Rocco, you picked this, so you can start.
Go ahead, Rocco.
I did pick this movie. Everything you guys said, from a critical standpoint, totally valid. I don't even not even going to say I disagree with any criticisms, but there are certain things that tap into a hokey energy that I enjoy it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, like, the Super Mario Brothers movie is a great movie. I'm not going to say that, but it taps into an energy that I love it. This is one of those things like that, where it's the same vibe as Captain EO, same vibe as all these other corny things, where it's just, It's bad, but it's fun for me to watch. So this for me, I'm giving it a 3. I'm giving it a 3.
That's a whole more than 6 cents.
Yeah. Well, it's shorter and more dancing.
That's more than he's given a lot of movies.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 3. I watched this on loop all day on Halloween, and I love the music and some of the choreography I really like, and it's to me this is a Halloween classic. 3 out of 5.
Wow. I hated it. I hated all of it. The only reason why it gets a single shaker from me is because, as we mentioned before, the makeup and the effects. And that is only because that was very impressive.
Well,
but everything else was garbage and a misery to watch.
Come on.
Nope. Hated it. Hated it.
This is going up. You want to redo that? Well, let me just say this. Let me just say in response to your score, just real fast.
Sure.
You know, people at home, we don't know the full story with Michael Jackson. We don't know what was going on there. We've heard some stuff, you know, it's pretty upsetting. You know, so we have to draw our own conclusions. However, Sean, in your defense, if I was a parent watching this, I'd have a very different. I don't know if I'd be able to laugh at the shit that I can laugh at. You know what I mean? Not saying that that's why you gave it a bad score or anything,
right.
But it is a little like what are you doing here, man? Like
it didn't help my score. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, and so it's a little. There's something to be said about different perspectives. That's all I'm gonna say. So
okay. And
so
Derek,
what'd you give it, Sean?
1 for the makeup, and literally that's it.
And 2 for the road.
Yeah.
No, 1.
I'm torn between giving it a 2 or a 1 or a 1.5. It's definitely better than a 0. You know what? This movie made me realize that 0 popcorn shakers was a possibility. I never considered that you could give something 0 popcorn shakers until I watched this movie.
Yeah.
With that being said, I'm going to give it 1 popcorn shaker for Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
If it wasn't him, there would be no reason to watch this movie.
Well, and let me say too, also in factoring into my higher than anyone else's score, there also is something, and you guys know this, I've said this before, I think you do, is I also do give things points for the why does this exist? That is something that fuels a lot of the entertainment I enjoy. Even like rides that I like, that some would say are boring, I enjoy because of the why does this exist chart. This is high on those charts. You know, we've talked, I don't think we've ever talked on here about this, but you know, Derek and I feel very differently about like Halloween 3. That movie, you know, Derek wasn't very entertained by it, and I totally get that. I don't think anything he said about it was invalid, but the why does this exist chart is just off for me, and so I get a little more enjoyment out of it. That's just something. That's just my thing. I don't know. So this moves that needle for me, so I enjoy it.
Yeah, I think we have too many things that exist in the realm of why does this exist. We need more things in the realm of I'm glad this exists.
Yeah, that's awesome.
There's just certain energies, you know, that get me.
Sure.
So, anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps it up, except for next week's episode.
Yeah, Derek,
I'm going to select a movie. You know, I don't know what to watch. I'm in the middle of moving still, and I have to move all my movies. And I found a little movie I bought years ago that I haven't seen in a long time that I used to really love. So I think we should watch Death Race 2000, the original, with David Carradine and Sylvester Stallone.
I have never seen this movie, so I'm excited.
Cool.
Death Race 2000. Okay.
Have you seen it, Rocco? Have you seen
I think I saw it. Yeah, I did. I mean, this as far back as Sixth Sense. I mean, I was probably in high school, but I thought it was on your recommendation, or maybe it was somebody else's. I heard it was just a weird movie, and I did watch it back then, but I will definitely be curious to revisit that now.
1975. Okay, and it's on Amazon Prime. Great.
So watch it, everybody. You're going to enjoy it. It's definitely a one-of-a-kind movie.
Yeah.
I think Mega64 fans are going to get a big kick out of it, and we're going to talk about it next time on Movie Club.
All right. We'll see you then. Tell
See
me,
ya.
are you the ghost of jealousy?
You want to see something scary? Oh, wait, shit.
Oh, shit. Sean, are you there?
Oh, my